My dear elegant family, there are certain things that make you look crass, crude, and very unpolished. And these are some things that you need to stop doing today so that you can truly be considered an elegant and a classy person. I'm going to be sharing with you these things. There are about 22 of them. It's a long list, but I'm sure that after this video, you can identify which ones that you've been doing, and then you need to stop them with immediate effect, okay? But before we go into the video, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, now would be a good time for you to subscribe and join the community, especially if leveling up is something that you are all about. On this channel, we show you how to level up on every area of your life so you can truly live the very best version of your life while being your authentic self. So go ahead now and hit the subscribe button and the bell right beside it so you can get instantly notified whenever we upload a new video. So going right into the video for today, the very first thing that makes you look crass and crude and very unpolished will be sneezing loudly with no decorum or blowing your nose noisily. Do you do it? Yes, I know. These things are natural phenomenon and sometimes we cannot avoid them. And I won't really call them reflex action because trust me, I know that we know when we're about to sneeze or when we're about to blow our noses. So just because you are confident and bold enough to blow your nose so noisily doesn't mean that you should do it, because that way you're not going to be considerate of other people. Know that blowing your nose is something that can irritate other people around you, and it's something that you should be doing very quietly if you find yourself in public. So please don't sneeze out loud. Don't like everyone must know you're sneezing. Don't do that. Just go in a very calm, comfortable manner. And then blow your nose gently as well. And if you cannot do it gently, maybe excuse yourself and go to the restroom and do it over there, okay? The second thing that I've put down here that makes you look crass and crude will be spitting on the floor. This one is one of the most annoying things in the world. Like, I've seen people, like literally seen people who spit like it's no man's business. They spit out of their car, they speak while they are walking on the road. It's just the most disgusting and the most irritating thing ever. Now, this is not to say don't spit if you feel the need to bring out saliva out of your mouth. But if you're doing it in public, you have to be very considerate of other people as well. Because that very act may bring some relief to you, but guess what? It's totally putting off someone else and maybe spoiling their whole day and irritating their guts. You may make them lose their appetite for that one act. And that's not very considerate or respectful. So spitting is a very tacky behavior and makes you look very tacky and very classless, especially when you're doing it in public, okay? The next point that makes you look crass will be when you're calling someone incessantly. You pick up your phone to call a person. You call them the first time, they don't pick. Okay, if it's very urgent, maybe give them a second missed call. And if they still don't pick up the call, what you do is send them a message. I'm trying to reach you. Please let me know when you're available to talk. Someone might be in the middle of something very important and then you keep pressuring them with your phone call, especially if what you're saying can actually wait, is not very time sensitive. So calling someone incessantly is a very, very crude behavior. Again, especially if what you want to tell them is time sensitive and can actually wait. So unless it's a matter of urgency or there's an emergency, if what you want to say can wait, don't call someone incessantly. Maximum of 2 times just twice. If they don't pick up, don't call again. Send a text and then wait until they return the call. Okay, that's very, very important. The next point here, still on the phone calls, will be responding to a phone call harshly, whether or not you know who the caller is. I've heard people who, when their phone rings, hello, how may I help you? Like with so much aggression, like slow down, calm down. There's no need being harsh or aggressive towards someone, whether you know who they are or not. Clash requires you to respond calmly and very politely as well. The next point will be shouting a person's name from across the room or street. You want to get someone's attention and you literally are screaming, like, don't do that. Don't ever do that. That's the most tacky behavior ever. The crudest behavior ever. If you want to call someone and maybe they are very far, they're within distance, but you know that you have to elevate your voice to call them. There's something called the cell phone. Just pick your phone and call them on the phone. Or maybe walk to them or closer to them and then call them. But don't go screaming someone's name from across the room. Whether it's it happens a lot in homes. Yes, and guess what? I used to do it. Yeah, I'm going to call myself out right now. I used to do it because it's actually very convenient. But guess what? You're ruffling up your whole system and you're shouting. That's not feminine. That's not elegant. That's not classy. So train yourself not to shout or scream someone's name. Use a phone. Okay? Thank you. The next point here would be ordering too much food to eat when you're on a date with someone else. Ladies, it's absolutely wrong for you to exhibit gluttony behavior when you are on a date with a person. Especially when you see like, oh, this person is telling you, oh, don't worry, feel free. No, don't do that. Don't feel free. Don't feel free to order whatever it is you want. Just order what you know you can finish per serving. And don't take that as an opportunity to order 1,010 things just because someone is telling you, feel free, don't worry, feel free to order. Trust me, when you exhibit gluttony behavior, and you wonder why that person didn't call you again the next day after your date, that's the reason. He didn't call you because you eat too much. The next point here would be being the loudest person in the room. When you are in the room, in a place with other people, your voice is the loudest. You want to air your opinion. You are everywhere. You're all over the place. Being noisy, being overly, your voice is the loudest. Most times, staying quiet and just observing is a great way to maintain your mystery. So just relax, observe the room, observe the mood, observe the people there. And if you must talk only when it is absolutely necessary so that when you speak, your words will have value. People would actually want to listen to what you want to say because you have not been talking for so long. And when you open your mouth, they should expect that, okay, let's hear what she has to say. And they will be calm and then listen to you. So don't be the loudest person in the room. Don't announce your presence because you can talk. Okay, sometimes just keep quiet and observe. Before we go on, if you haven't joined our email list yet, it's very important that you are on our email list because we actually send out very important and vital articles and newsletters that will help you level up on your elegance journey. If you're truly concerned about leveling up, you definitely need to be on our email list so that you'll be getting these things per time and we can all continue to level up together. That's actually where the main thing is happening, and those on the list currently already know what I'm talking about. So click the link in the description box down below to join the mailing list today. The next thing that makes you look very crass and crude will be when you're disrespecting other people's boundaries. Sometimes people consciously and sometimes they unconsciously disrespect people's boundaries. When someone has set a boundary and said, I don't want you doing this, I don't want you going there, I don't want you touching that, you intentionally go and touch it to prove what? When someone has said they don't want to be spoken to in a particular manner, you intentionally want to talk to them in that manner to prove what? When you know that someone has set an active boundary for themselves, part of polite behavior is for you to respect that boundary and not cross it. Everyone has a right to set a boundary for themselves, and it's important that as an elegant person or someone who wants to be considered elegant, that you are actually really truly respecting someone's boundary, whether or not you believe in what they have said or not, or whether or not it favors you. That's not the point. The person has set the boundary. You must respect it. It's your responsibility. Next point will be banging on the door when you're knocking. You want to knock on the door. Maybe you want to come into someone's house, but don't do anything that ruffles you up, right? That ruffles you up physically and mentally is not classy or elegant. So when you approach the door, like you're knocking with so much force, so much masculinity. When you want to knock, gently. And if you feel they won't hear you, pick up your phone and maybe call. Same thing if you want to enter an office space. If you want to get someone's attention and you want to knock on the door, gently knock and don't do that. Okay? Next one will be looking through a person's picture or messages without their permission. This one is actually very rampant. You drop your phone, maybe you leave your phone open. Someone picks up your phone and starts to go through your pictures and your messages because you left your phone open. That's very rude. That's very crass behavior. Or maybe, for example, you show someone a picture on social media and then you give them your phone, and then the next thing, they are done seeing the picture, looking at the picture. Then they start to go to other things on your phone that you didn't give them the permission to go through. If you are that person, then you definitely need to stop it because it's very crass and crude behavior. Respect people's privacy. It's part of class and that's part of elegance. The next one will be overstaying your welcome. You visit someone's house and you spend so much hours, maybe because this person is very hospitable towards you or very kind and caring, and then you misread that and you stay your welcome. You know, and maybe they are giving you little tiny cues that, oh, see, maybe it's time for me to go to bed, or I sleep very early, but you still stay, you are still there. You're still there. What would happen is when that person has run out of things or ways to actually tell you in a very polite manner that it's time for you to go, they will lose their patience and they would actually tell you, see, it's time for you to go. And that may be disrespectful towards you. So please don't overstay your welcome. Always be very conscious and intuitive and know when it's time to up and leave so that you will not be considered as someone who is constituting a nuisance. Because trust me, yes, I may invite you over to my house, but I don't want you to spend the entire day here. Unless I'm telling you, okay, come spend the whole day or come sleep over or something. But if I'm inviting you, know when to leave. That even puts some respect on you as well. Okay? Next is peeing by the side of the road. Don't do that. Maybe this one is for guys because I really have not seen any lady who pees by the side of the road. They do? They pee? Ew! Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. Anything that will make you pee in public. I know it's drinking a lot of water. For me who drinks a lot of water, whenever I know that I'm going to a public place where I don't want to use the public bathroom, I will stop the water drinking. I don't mind my body going through anything that makes me become very uncomfortable or have to be so pressed that I will now have to go to the side of the road to pee. Don't do that. That's so wrong. That is the crudestness and the crassness of the tackiest of behaviors. Yes, I'm judging you. The next point that I've put down here would be eating noisily or chewing loudly. When you're chewing and people can literally hear you chew, that's wrong. No, you shouldn't distract people when you're eating your food. It's absolutely wrong behavior. Chew quietly, okay? You're not a rabbit. Shotibo? The next one will be eating on the road. Whatever it is, it's not okay for you to eat on the road. Whether it's sausage roll, whether it's biscuits, whether it's corn, whatever it is, it's inappropriate for you to be walking on the road and you're eating. It's not elegant behavior. Yes, I'm sorry. You may say, but Winnie, yes. Elegance is a refined and a polished way of living. It comes with its own work. It comes with its own fair share of work. And if you want to be considered elegant, you can't afford to be eating on the road. It's absolutely wrong. What if you, for example, if you're a lady, I'm giving an example, and you meet a high value, and maybe you're on the road and you're eating carelessly, drinking your drink and eating on the road, scatteredly without even paying attention. And you are, let me not give that example. Next. The next one is starting up unnecessary drama. You should not be synonymous with drama. Whether it is drama with a fight or drama in your relationship or just drama, you just make everything a dramatic experience. You just make everything so big and so mighty and so massive. Like you make a molehill out of nothing. Drama is not accepted. Okay, it's a tacky behavior that needs to be cut short. So just approach everything from a light and a calm place. Next one is being aggressive and verbally abusive. Being aggressive is something that does not go well with your elegant behavior or your feminine energy as a woman. So learning how not to be aggressive is actually vital on your journey to living an elegant lifestyle. So stop being aggressive towards things, towards situations, towards people. Always ensure that you're approaching everything from a place of calm. And don't be verbally abusive. Just because you can talk doesn't mean you should rain insult on people, especially people who have done you bad. Your true test of elegance, your true test of class is when someone is raining insult on you or doing things that you don't necessarily like, but you are maintaining your cool, your calm, and your composure. And instead of responding to them with that negative energy, you show them some love. That's the true test of your elegant lifestyle. And even if you don't want to show love, the best you can do or the least you can do is just maintain some form of calm. Be calm and don't be ruffled up by someone's attitude, okay? Next one will be drinking from a bottle, especially when it comes to alcohol. You're drinking alcohol from a bottle, like, that's not okay. Don't do that. It's very, very wrong. When you want to drink, pour in a glass and drink from the glass. Okay? That's what elegance is all about. Again, I said, elegance comes with its own fair share of work. It is what it is. Next one will be overly seeking attention. You want to get everyone's attention by doing things and being forceful and being the loudest person in the room. You just want attention. When someone hasn't called you one day, you are upset, you are angry, you are wondering, can't you give me attention? I'm here. Don't be there. An elegant person is always noticed and doesn't really need to seek attention or validation from other people. The next one will be when you're bragging. When you're bragging about your life's worth, you're bragging about your social status, you're bragging about your financial status, you're bragging about... Don't brag. There's no need for bragging. Let your lifestyle just show itself, and there's no need to try to show off. The people who try to show off things, to be quite honest with you, the people who try to show off things are people who have a very huge sense of insecurity, who were probably lacking that thing, and then the only way they can feel good about themselves is when they eventually get that thing they've been lacking, is to announce and to showcase and let people know that they've arrived and they now belong. But truly, when you truly have something and you truly have it, there's no need to brag about it, okay? Next one will be starting up fights and arguments. Some people intentionally live for this moment and they're like, if I haven't had an argument in one day, that day is not complete. No, there's no need for that. Calmness, coolness, maintain your aura, maintain your positive energy, maintain that vibe. Always radiate at your highest frequency. Like you always have to display, like your environment, your aura always has to be on the highest frequency at all times. And the things that make you lose that frequency or lower that frequency is if you bring drama, arguments, fights, negativity, all those things that just ruffle you up and not allow you vibrate on a high frequency. So please avoid arguments and avoid drama. The next one here is wearing tattered clothing in public. Hair bonnets, hair nets, tying wrappers around your waist. I remember I uploaded a video some time ago where I said some things that do not make you look classy. And I talked about wrappers. Now, there was a lot of argument in that video because people didn't understand what I meant. Now, when I say wrappers, I mean all those people who tie wrappers wrappers are a major part of our dress code in the African world. I'm not saying don't tie your iro and your buba or your gele when you're going out for your event and all. But there's some people who tie wrappers even in your house, inside your home, you can actually tie a wrapper elegantly. There's an elegant way to tie your wrapper. But some people tie wrappers and just let themselves go. And they tie the wrapper and they're looking very unkept and scattered. That's actually what I was referring to in that video. And that's what I mean by tying wrappers out, wearing a bonnet, like you're seeing them with a chewing stick, trying to clean their teeth with a wrapper. That's very tattered behavior. And no one should be caught doing that. Yes, wrapper is a part of our lifestyle, but there's an elegant way to tie a wrapper if you are about that wrapper life. Okay, wearing hair bonnets and hair nets in public is a total no-no if you want to be considered an elegant person. Find ways to I'm passionate about this topic because I see a lot of people, a lot of women especially, who go out of their houses looking very unkept and untidy, and that's not acceptable. And the last point that I've put down here on my list would be when you are throwing things in public. And that includes, for example, you finish drinking a bottle of water or a can of something. This one is even whether private or public. You finish drinking a bottle of water or a can of something, and then you have to literally squeeze the life out of it before you throw it, and then you fling it into the air like it's no man's business. That's a total no-no. When you pour from a glass or a bottle, just don't squeeze out the life of it. Throw it elegantly, okay? Throw it away elegantly. And then, of course, don't throw things away in public. Don't throw things out of your car. Don't throw things on the floor when you're walking. Please be respectful to the environment. It's tacky behavior when you do that, and you never can tell who is watching you. And apart from that, also do it for you. Do it because you care about the environment. Do it because you care about nature. Do it because you care about life. Okay, don't just do things because you have the freedom or liberty to do it and no one is going to hold you responsible, or you don't have to bear a consequence for it. Okay, so those are some of the behaviors that I think that make you look crass and crude and very unpolished. And if you truly want to be considered elegant and classy, you need to stop doing these things today. If you think there's anyone that I may have missed out, but it's very important that we know, it would be nice for us to continue the conversation in the comment section down below. Okay, I'll see you again with another video on how you can level up and be the best version of yourself. Until then, remember to stay very elegant. Take care, family.